Trump wasn't only calling out the murders of white farmers in South Africa. Today he was also calling out an automobile feature that causes you and I'm sure you at home will be frustrated as I am with this feature. You know, the on-off start-stop button on your car that you come up to a set of lights or you stop in traffic and the engine automatically shuts down and then it only restarts when you put your foot on the accelerator. It's one of the most frustrating parts of modern motor vehicles. Well, Trump has promised to get rid of it. The US Environmental Protection Agency boss, Lee Zeldin, put out a tweet today saying, start-stop technology, where your car dies at every red light so companies get a climate participation trophy. EPA approved it and everyone hates it, so we're fixing it. Here's what he had to say today.
EPA, a little over a dozen years ago, about 13 years ago, approved an off-cycle credit for this feature. And a lot of Americans over the course of the last dozen years have grown in frustration as they've had this experience where you're going to a red light and your car is stopping. Maybe if it saves a little bit in gas, what is it doing to my starter? What is it doing to my engine? Is it safe?
I don't know how many times I've been at lights and that feature has kicked in and I want to get away quickly and realise, oh, the engine's turned itself off, I've got to start it all over again. Many of the claims have been revealed to be quite bogus regarding the emissions reductions that are achieved by this feature. The Australian Automobile Association did a federal government-funded study not long ago and found 8 out of 21 cars that they tested recorded fuel consumption that was 8 to 31% higher than had been advertised, and emissions were similarly way out of kilter from what was achieved in a laboratory and then achieved in real driving experience. Beyond that, I think it's quite unsafe sometimes, and car manufacturers are using this to somehow claim that their cars are green, that they achieve better emissions outputs, and clearly it's a rort that drivers hate. It's not achieving very much. The jury's out on whether it makes much difference. Get rid of it.
Well, I understand it. If you're sitting in New York City traffic for 20 minutes at a standstill, then yeah, it makes sense to have your engine turned off. But the reality is, for most of us driving on suburban roads, we're just not sitting idly for long enough to actually justify the entire engine turning off and then the entire engine turning on. And there are also extra parts you need to have this function in cars. So when you calculate the extra cost from producing those parts, the emissions from those parts, the maintenance, everything, I really don't see how this stacks up for the vast majority of people.
No, it's just a real gold sticker for the eco-zealot warriors, really. It was interesting because this feature, this on-off feature, was introduced by the Obama administration. So, I mean, say no more. I'm sure that Donald Trump is probably going, yes, I'm getting rid of it. But of course, then these sorts of vehicles then spread to Europe and also back here in Australia. But at the time of introducing the feature, which was actually incentivised in the form of tax credits over there in the United States, it was claimed that the move would cut fuel use and costs and emissions. However, as you pointed out, James, and it's actually been shown in the US, data on whether it actually achieves that or not is rather inconclusive. So goodness me knows why bother with it. But I just think there is nothing worse than when you are at the lights and you're waiting to go and you can't accelerate properly. And this is a problem with these eco vehicles. I mean, it's not just that sort of a vehicle. When you're in a Tesla, you've got to sit there and you've got to wait for the thing to charge up. It just seems so counterintuitive and it just completely wastes so much time. So, again, well done, Donald Trump. He's taking on absolutely everything that he possibly can and now going after these sorts of cars.
I want to sit at the lights and just rev the engine.
I don't want to move. I want to go. I want to go quicker.